All right, so the full Supergirl trailer is finally here, and wow, it is just packed with cosmic chaos. But here's the thing, if you look just a little closer, past all the action, there's a much deeper story going on. So let's break this thing down and see what you might have missed. Okay, so right out of the gate, this trailer hits you with this surprisingly dark, kind of lonely vibe. You've got Superman, her cousin, worried she won't find her place, and her response? I have no people. And let me tell you, that is not just some teenage angst. That one line, it cuts right to the heart of her character and really sets the stage for the journey we're about to go on. So to really get what's making Kara tick, we've got to talk about why her story is so different from her famous cousins. This is not just another Kryptonian showing up on Earth, you know? Her whole experience is on another level. And this right here, this is the key difference. For Clark, Krypton is basically a legend, right? It's a story he gets from holograms. But Kara, no, she lived there. She grew up on Argo City, which was this piece of Krypton that actually survived, only for her to watch it get destroyed later. She remembers it all, her home, her culture, her parents. That loss is real for her. And it's what's fueling this deep feeling of being totally alone. Now, to kind of see where Supergirl is headed, it helps to look back at how they define Superman visually. Remember this shot from his movies marketing? He's shielding this little girl from falling debris. It's like the perfect picture of who he is, the ultimate selfless protector. And check this out. The new trailer does the exact same thing, but for Kara. She's shielding her friend Ruthie from a whole flying motorcycle. It's such a cool visual parallel. It tells us that even with all her pain and feeling like she doesn't belong, that same heroic instinct, it's in her blood. She might feel like an outsider, but when push comes to shove, her first impulse is to protect. Okay, so what's the actual story here? What's the main plot the trailer is selling us? Well, on the surface, it looks pretty simple, right? A really clear, urgent mission, but I think things are a little more complicated than they seem. So here's the setup. The villain, this guy, Crane, shoots Krypto. And you have to remember, Krypto is basically the last living piece of Krypton for Kara. Then, Ruthie tells her they've only got 3 days to get the antidote from the enemy. It's a classic race against the clock, you know? Save the superdog, save the last piece of home. But this is where it gets interesting. What if this whole high-stakes mission to save the dog is a total fake-out? What if the trailer is playing a little game with us, hiding the real story right there in plain sight? Okay, so if you haven't read the comic this is all based on, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Huge potential spoiler alert here. In the comic, yes, Krypto gets shot with a poison arrow. But because of his Kryptonian body, it's not actually fatal. He's totally fine getting top-notch vet care off-screen. The real story is actually about Kara mentoring Ruthie. She sees this angry, vengeful kid and sees a reflection of herself, and she wants to stop her from going down a dark path that's only going to cause more pain. And to throw us off even more, the trailer gives us these shots of Kara looking, well, really sick. You see these black veins creeping up her neck, which is classic movie shorthand for I'm poisoned, and then you see her just collapse. The way it's edited, they want you to think, oh, she got hit with the same poison. But once again, the comics probably have the real answer. There's this whole part of the story where they go to a planet that has a green sun. Now, our yellow sun gives Kryptonians their powers, but a green sun, it does the exact opposite. It just sucks their powers right out of them, leaving them super weak. So that collapse we see, almost certainly not poison. It's her powers just completely bottoming out. All right, let's switch gears and talk about the other breakout star of this trailer. I mean, fans have been waiting for years for this, and we finally have it. A live-action Lobo, in all his cosmic, grungy glory. And what's so great is how unbelievably comic accurate he looks. You might remember, years ago, DC tried to reboot Lobo in the comics as this, I don't know, clean-cut, pretty boy version, and fans absolutely hated it. So it's awesome to see the filmmakers learned that lesson and are giving us the classic, gritty main man that everybody loves. And you can see that commitment right on the screen. I mean, look at him. The pale skin, the crazy hair, the leather biker vest. Jason Momoa's look is torn right from the pages of the comic. They absolutely nailed the look that makes Lobo, well, Lobo. And of course, it wouldn't be Lobo without his toys. We see him on his legendary Space Hog, his space-faring motorcycle. We see his signature weapon, that brutal hook and chain. I mean, he is kitted out and ready to cause some serious damage across the galaxy. We even get to hear him talk. And that one line, aren't you the dicks? It's just perfect. In like 5 words, they completely nail his rude, in-your-face personality. It's exactly what you'd expect Lobo to say. So, okay, the movie is obviously super true to the comics, which is great, but it's also not shy about its other influences. You can see it's drawing from a lot of other gritty sci-fi adventures. I mean, you can't help but get some serious Guardians of the Galaxy vibes, right? The alien bandits, the brigands, they look a whole lot like the Ravagers. Then there's that shot of Kara surrounded by 100 laser sights. That's a total Star-Lord move. Even Kara's headphones kind of feel like a nod to Peter Quill's Walkman. But there's an even bigger homage, a nod to an absolute sci-fi classic. You see this stunning shot of a neon city floating in the clouds. The colors, the whole feel of it. Come on, that is a direct visual shout-out to Cloud City from The Empire Strikes Back. So maybe that's just a cool little Easter egg for the fans. But think about it. What happens in Cloud City in Star Wars? It's where a deal goes south, spectacularly. So this shot could be some clever foreshadowing, telling us that a deal our heroes are counting on is about to get altered. So let's put it all together. You've got the misdirection about the dog, you've got these deep cuts from the comic books, you've got all the homages to other sci-fi movies, and what you're left with is a question that's way more interesting than just, will they save Krypto? The trailer is really asking us to think about what it even means to be a hero. And that, I think, is the real story hiding in this trailer. The mission isn't really about finding an antidote for a dog. It's about Supergirl, a person who has lost absolutely everything, trying to find a new reason to keep going. So is being a hero just about saving a life? Or is it something more, like saving someone's soul from the poison of revenge? And maybe, just maybe, saving yourself in the process?